song, together with many other traditional folk songs, are beautiful. But, to be honest, they don't attract many young people to embrace them. Why? I don't know. But, as we understand at the moment, what I want to say now is that we don't need to blame young people for not liking our traditional folk songs and melodies. Because with the emergence of Western music and many other entertainments that offer in today's society, and most of our young people would probably will choose something that is more in and interesting. So I asked myself, what we traditional Timorese should do to preserve our traditional music in order to embrace them, and also at the same time to invite young people to embrace our traditional folk songs and melodies. So during my studies at Elizabeth University of Music in Hiroshima, Japan, I did research about tebedai. I did research about traditional Timorese dance. And it happened to me, there should be a way to encourage young Timorese to embrace our traditional folk songs and melodies. So instead of singing our folk songs like we normally do, wouldn't it be better to play or to present them using musical instruments like guitar? Instead of singing them out, I think one of the best ways is to let the guitar sing for us, like I did earlier. In order to embrace our traditional folk songs, we need to embrace them profoundly. And it is our obligation, and mine too, in my own little way, to embrace them because our traditional folk song is still important and relevant in today's society. The question is, why are Timorese traditional folk songs and melodies important to me and still relevant in today's society? In order to answer that question, I need to go back to my childhood experience. I was born in a village called Lavateri, one of the villages in Baucau. Having been born in this village is a great thing, a wonderful thing, because I was able to enjoy the beauty of nature and understand how farmers live their lives. I have beautiful memories of swimming with friends in a river surrounded by rice fields. And in the distance, we could see a rocky mountain called Matabian Feto. When the sun would shine its hottest at noon, my friends and I would spend most of our time swimming and hunting shrimp using a slingshot. So these were the regular activities my friends and I did back then. But one day I had a profound experience that changed my life. As usual, after walking back from swimming in the river, suddenly I heard the beautiful melody of a traditional flute being played by a farmer. That melody was really beautiful because it was accompanied by the sound of river, the wind blowing against the trees, the voices of children, and birds singing. And that melody really caught my attention, made me fully present at that moment in time. It also made me realize that I'd been walking at the same path many times as a young boy without clothes on. I was naked. Yeah, that's true. If you don't believe, you can ask many Timorese here. When we were children, we get used to this. Okay. So, but I didn't feel ashamed when I listened to that music without clothes on. I was even surprised that it felt so good. It felt fantastic, you know, when you listen to music without clothes on. Yeah, that's true. Well, if you don't believe, you can try at home, but don't try it here. So if I try to look back at this experience, I think my journey, the passion for music, started from there. And I believe what Steve Jobs, inventor and CEO of Apple Incorporation, said. He said, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. I now believe and try to understand that the meaning of that experience. And I understand that musical or traditional melody has the purpose. Traditional melodies have their purpose. When you listen to them, they beg you to be naked, no? Yeah. Which means to be simple, spontaneous, and free, or search for freedom. I'm going to explain these three things. What does it mean to be simple? Well, it is sung and played on the flute by the farmers looking after the rice fields and shepherds gathering their flock. To me, they are the simplest of the artists in the world, on the earth. They simply sing and try to play their musical instruments without expecting any income or applause. The music that they play comes from their heart. It is an expression of true self, together with their cows, goats, trees, stones, or people who happen to pass by as their audience. Traditional melodies are played spontaneously because they are not written in a musical notations. Today's melody can be different from tomorrow's because they don't follow any musical notation strictly. In fact, the farmers, they are not really familiar with the musical notations at all. And the second thing is about search for freedom, because the music comes from the heart. It is an expression or longing to be free. What does it mean to be free? Well, even until today, when you attend funerals in Timor, you can hear Timorese express their sorrows in a musical way. Before we move on, I'm going to play a traditional melody that I heard as a young boy in the rice field. We have been clothing ourselves with fear, sadness, anger, negative emotions and ideas that the society imposed upon us. Listening to traditional music, we are invited once again to get in touch with our own nakedness, with who and what we truly are. The conclusion is that it is great and wonderful to explore and learn from other culture, but it would be even greater if we first and foremost know and appreciate our own roots through the treasure trove, which is our traditional folk songs and melodies. Thank you.